A glitch that turned the entire sky red. An object that disappears in view of the camera that will leave you questioning. And the video in the first positions that will leave you repeating the footage over and over again. That's what you're about to see in this collection, because my name is Leonore Clay, and this is The Darkest Secret. Today we present 9 videos that captured failures in reality. Number 9. What reaches out to us to descend through this video of failures in reality has become very viral on social media. Girls leave a shopping center and find that the entire sky is lively red.
Yo, we are straight up, oh my god. Oh, this is really dangerous. Oh my god.
It's zombies come out of nowhere and invite me.
Oh my god, right? Oh my god, Ash is getting my eyes.
It's bad.
Ow. Yo, we are straight up, oh my god. Oh, this is really dangerous. Oh my god.
It's zombies come out of nowhere and invite me.
Oh my god, right? Oh my god, Ash is getting my eyes.
It's bad.
Ow.
Some said that it was simply a filter, but if that were the case, everything would be red. Even their back when they left. Look as they enter the parking lot. There is still light from the shopping center that changes the tone. If it were a filter, it wouldn't be captured like that. Could it be a sandstorm? Maybe it could be. But in the US? Others give a slightly more sensitive answer. They say that it could have been the California fires. It is unknown where this occurred, but the question is, can giant but localized fires dye the sky completely red everywhere? So much so that the red is reflected on bodies, floors, and objects? Quite strange. That's why there are those who are inclined to believe that it was due to a glitch in reality. As always, you are the judge. Number 8. The video in position number 8 was a failure in reality, captured completely by accident, and by a camera whose objective was to serve for a police investigation. There was a deranged individual in an enclosure. He threatened people and then ran away. However, the way to escape was completely impossible.
Ascensores que se lo pueden tocar, mujeres solas también al final son como las más preocupadas. Entonces, ahora el problema que tenemos es que no sabemos qué pasó con él, no sabemos si va a volver, porque efectivamente sí se lo llevaron, pero no tenemos la familia no nos ha ayudado con la respuesta de saber qué pasó con él.
Vamos a detallar 2 puntos de esto específicamente. Uno de ellos tiene que ver.
Did you notice? Didn't he go through that wall? Obviously, it wasn't a ghost, since it interacted with people, but that wall there was solid. First, he hits the wall, and then goes through it like Harry Potter in Station 9 3/4. How is it possible? Could it simply be poor image quality? Under this context, the other NPCs who were reporting the news did not notice the subtlety. For Jovi, this is true proof of a failure in reality. What do you think? Number 7. Do you remember one of our first interesting paranormal videos where it showed this journalist giving her report when suddenly her neck began to deform. At that moment, we associated it with something paranormal that happened on TV. But over time, other theories have emerged based on videos like this one. And for the first time in 7 years, an incident like this happened again.
Is more clearly determined. Walk us through your initial reaction to that court ruling. Do you feel like you and your team are in a good position to address this legally moving forward, or what do you want to see happen next?
Yes, I mean, look, this was a really important next step. Early this morning, the legal team filed an amended petition with the court, and we're ultimately asking the court to send Rumesia back to Massachusetts immediately and to release her from custody. And just about an hour or so ago, we received a court ruling.
Some say they are reptilians placed in important positions of power to keep us under control. But another group believes this is a flaw in reality, an anomaly or exaggeration of the body that can occur randomly, such as when an NPC in a video game contorts and engages in unusual behavior. As if it were a change in the textures, a design error that occurs after a certain animation is executed. What do you think? Something normal? A flaw in reality? Reptilians? As usual, you have the last word. Number 6. Personally, I've never seen anything like what you're about to see. I have seen many strange things happening in the sky, but what happened in Calama, Chile in 2020 is completely weird.
Hola, guaguera. Hola, David. Sí, la David.
The comments on this video do not propose any scientific explanation, as is usually the case. Whenever we are confused, the most sensible answer emerges in the comments. But not here. The comments on this video are divided into two. There are a lot of people who say that it was the shockwave generated by a huge ship, even larger in size than the moon. These images delivered by one of our satellites show a strange, huge wheel-shaped object dragging a conical structure. Some believe that this conical structure is what was seen in the sky in 2020, but had not been recorded by our satellites. I don't know if this video is real or if it has already been denied. In this particular video, the dimensions of this structure are determined and it is larger than the Earth. Some said that something like this should generate such gravity that it is impossible for us to see it. But in reality, with our limited technology, we could build an element the size of the Earth with extremely light materials that already exist here. Therefore, we cannot assume that an alien species millions of years more evolved than us could not invent something better. So back to the point. Some believe it was a UFO, but the reason it appears in our failure in reality section is because others said it's some kind of update on the planet, like a sweeping of graphics that updates some bug in the sky. Suppose a three-dimensional pixel burned out, or something in the atmosphere got bugged. Then they would have to refresh the atmosphere, restart it, so that everything would return to normal. Which idea seems craziest to you? A huge mothership scanning us, or a glitch in reality? Leave me your opinion in the comment box. Number 5. This video is accompanied by several stories that you, my subscribers, have told me over time related to failures in reality, but that I never had the adequate space to tell them. In this video, you can see a girl playing with a Christmas ball. However, suddenly her heel hits it and the ball disappears. At first, one could indicate that it simply remained under the tree. But here comes the strange part. The curious thing here are several things that people who saw this video began to indicate. Seconds after the ball disappears, the TV says, "Has disappeared now." The ball made noises on the tiles, but when the girl's foot hit it, the sound also disappeared. That gives us the only option, that the girl kicked it at such an angle that it ended up on the carpet. But if that were the case, the direction would have made us see it, because it would remain transparent behind the tree at most. However, that's not all. In these comments, people began to tell their experiences with these failures in reality. One comments, "My ex lent me his ring, and one day, I literally lost it, and my ex got angry. 3 months later at my school, I was talking to my friends and I shook my hand, and a ring fell out. A friend thought I threw it at him on purpose, and he grabbed it and handed it to me. It was that stupid ring. I repeat, I had lost it 3 months before. How did it fly out of my hand?" Another of our subscribers tells me the following. "My partner and I traveled to Japan. We are from Mexico. The penultimate day of the trip, we were on a tour. My girlfriend goes to the bathroom and comes back sad. I asked her what happened, and she told me that she lost one of her gold earrings. She was sure that she had dropped it in the bathroom when she took off her sweater. She went to look for it. She spent 20 minutes looking for it in the bathroom. Then when she came back, I looked for it in her hair, in her sweater, but it wasn't there. We returned to the hotel. She took a shower and looked for the earring again, but without hope she gave up and assumed it was lost. We returned to Mexico. 2 weeks passed, and one day I got out of the shower. I found a golden earring on the floor, and I thought to myself, that's why she loses things. Her earrings always fall off. So I went to give it to her, and there she told me that was the earring that she had lost in Japan. How is it possible? Because of work, we couldn't organize the suitcases. All the clothes from the trip were still there. We're still in them. It had been 2 weeks since we arrived. The last night in Japan, we both showered and changed clothes, which we put in the suitcase. If the earring had remained on us, it would still be in the suitcase, not on the floor of our bathroom in Mexico. Has something like this happened to you? That something disappears out of nowhere, only to be found later in the strangest way? I will read you in the comment box. Number 4. Have you ever felt like you've already moved something, but it appears back where it was? Or maybe you left your keys in one place and suddenly they're gone. Well, what happened to the girl in this video is similar, but it surpasses everything physically possible. I couldn't find the original video, so I'll leave you with Prima Vikinga, the TikToker who popularized the recording, so she can tell you what happened. However, you need a little context. The woman in the original video was planning to make her dinner with tuna. She had the last can left. She takes it out, opens it, then looks at the table, and there is another can, other than the one she just opened. Then she starts recording, explaining how everything happened, since she only had one last can left.
El tema es que las dos latas traen el mismo código y te lo voy a mostrar ahora mismo porque como hago en algunos glitches en la realidad de estos videos populares, corto el frame para que puedas parar por un momento a leer que literalmente tienen las dos el mismo código. Lo único es que este código de aquí, el LA10, esta lata lo tiene del lado de abajo, pero es literalmente el mismo código. Y el código ese también que la otra lata lo trae invertido, también es literalmente el mismo número.
Same product code date? Strange, isn't it? It would be super easy to invent a story with two cans, but how do you do it with the code? Could it be a factory error? Because the woman claims that she only had one left, and suddenly another one appeared right in front of her. What do you think occurred here? Number 3. Love for Two Lives is a Chinese series that bases its plot on time travel and an unexpected romance. It is in one of the scenes where something happens that for Liliana, one of our subscribers, is a failure in reality. What is that falls to the ground? Look and try to see where that object was before it fell. Liliana tells us that she believes it is a cell phone that materializes in the air. Nothing can be seen falling from the ceiling. However, after analyzing it, it is possible to notice that that thing seems to be pulled at full speed from the table. What sense does this have in the scene? The idea of this scene is that the king entered a room and contemplated the difference in technology, but for a cell phone to do this out of nowhere makes no sense here. Either it's a glitch in reality or paranormal activity. What do you think? Many thanks to Liliana Basua for sending us this recording. Number 2. Have you ever been walking down the street and found someone very, very similar to you? Or maybe on TV, a program, etc. Well, the video that we have in position number 2 touches on a strange phenomena that has happened to more than one person.
That actually looks like you. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so weird.
They dress almost the same, their build is similar, their age is similar. Within the infinite possibilities, how likely is this? While it is true that immediately assuming that this is the product of a glitch in reality is very extreme, you must admit that the chances of this are less than 1%. In fact, you can tell as the lady on the other end and the child are also surprised by the coincidence. Science calls it the Bader-Meinhof effect, the frequency illusion when you are very interested in something. For example, you finally bought your first yellow car and it fascinates you. You start to see many more yellow cars around. It is because your mind makes you notice the things that have an emotional connection with you. But seeing a car just like yours is much more likely than this. For this, failure in reality theory has its own crazy theory. It is said that we are a projection. Have you ever played The Sims? Well, something like that, but infinitely more complex. In The Sims, from time to time, the world loads new NPCs, generates them randomly within all possibilities, combines all possibilities of faces, eyebrows, hair, clothes. Everything is limited, and then generates random sims to complement the world from time to time. Because something similar could have happened here. The system that generates characters, or NPCs in your life, generated another one like the lady and projected her right here. Because the event that was taking place here was the desire of that specific character. Under this theory, that lady was not only similar in dress and appearance, but also in consciousness. Therefore, it is likely that she had the same desires, made the same decisions. And that is why they both came together here. They have subtle differences, but are the same overall. Those who feed these theories say that it is better not to approach this other NPC similar to you, because a phenomena of universal configuration could occur and could cause one of the two ladies to lose their life or disappear without a trace shortly after. The objective of this? Keep stories unique and not repeated. What's your opinion on this idea? Leave it in the comment box. Number 1. And we end with a video that we had already shown recently. I know, but if we talk about failures in reality, this video cannot be missed. It is one of the best I've seen in a long time. Also, on this occasion, I bring you information that at that time, we did not mention. Do you remember it? People could move, but the sea, the waves, lay completely frozen. On that occasion, I told you that it was not simply a photo. A person's shadow can be seen moving here. The distance between this part of concrete and the sand projects the correct perspective. In the comments, they talked about a laminar flow, but we also explained why it couldn't be. It can't happen in the sea, and much less with waves without bursting. Look at this. There is no way for this wave not to continue its path and not burst on the sand. Even if it could be laminar flow, which is impossible, we should see the sea wet the sand. And finally, the waves appear to be frozen, but the water never touches the sand. It is completely motionless. One of you put an idea in the comments, motivated me to upload this video again. He said that our world, probabilistic effect, that it is governed by the laws of quantum, and down there, everything is a probability. You can throw a rock forward, and quantum makes a calculation about how and where it should fall. That calculation, 99% of the time, follows the pattern we call reality. But there is a 1% probability, if not less, that that rock will disappear or jump back if all the probabilities of all its particles are coordinated in achieving that result. So according to Felipe, who commented this, a failure could have occurred not in reality, but in the probabilities. It could be that for the first time, the probabilities of this entire sector of the ocean were fixed on this, on not moving. What do you believe? Leave me your theories about both this video and the previous ones in the comment box, because this video has already come to an end. My name is Leonore Clay, and this was The Darkest Secret.